You seem somewhat familiar. Have I threatened you before? Ugh. Get that thing off me. There's still a hair in my mouth. Originally I wanted to swap my intro music out for the Captain Jack Sparrow song, the Lonely Island one. But then I thought to myself, I don't want to get a copyright strike, so regular intro music. So Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales is the 5th movie in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, and just by that opening sentence, you should know exactly what this movie is like. The plot of this movie is supposedly this thing takes place 20 years after the 3rd Pirates movie. Jack is a little down on his luck, just like he is in most of all the other movies. And now he's teaming up with this kid and this girl who's this really smart scientist chick, and they gotta go find the Trident of Poseidon, all the while being hunted by Javier Bardem, who's got this vendetta against Jack Sparrow. He runs this ghost pirate crew, again, kind of something we've seen already. But yeah, Javier Bardem and the ghost pirates, they're hunting down Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow's looking for the Trident of Poseidon, and that's about as simple as I can make this plot. In classic Pirates tradition, the story's kind of a mess, but that's like the gist of it. And as far as the Pirates of the Caribbean movies go, I still really love the first one. It's one of my favorite action movies of all time. As far as movies 2, 3, and 4 go, I don't hate any of them, but I feel like they're all just kind of forgettable. Although all of them have cool moments, but it's just kind of the bad outweighs the good in those movies. And as far as Pirates 5 goes, I'd say it's kind of on par with those sequels. Like, it's nothing spectacular, but it's definitely got a couple cool moments. Now, starting out with some of the cast of this movie, I thought Jack Sparrow as Johnny Depp, I thought he was okay. Well, I'll rephrase that. I think Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow was really good. I think the writing for Jack Sparrow could have been stronger. See, what we got with Captain Jack Sparrow in the first movies, he put on this facade of being like a bumbling idiot, but he was always one step ahead of everybody, and you really got the sense, like, there's a reason that people know his name, because this guy is actually a really smart pirate. In movies 2, 3, 4, and even now 5, he stumbles into a lot of his circumstances, but you never feel like he was one step ahead of everybody. You feel like he just got where he is by accident every single time. So Johnny Depp, he was fine. He didn't rely as much in this movie as he did in the other ones on old Pirates, like Pirates 1 lines. Like 2, 3, and 4, a lot of the stuff he did felt recycled. And in this movie, he didn't really go down to that well that much. There's still a couple lines in there, though, where you're like, am I having deja vu? The standouts for me, I thought in this movie, were actually the Will and Elizabeth substitutes, the guy and the girl that he's with. The guy, he's played by Brendan Thwaites, and I was kind of nervous about that, because I was like, okay, the kid from the Gods of Egypt trailers, because I didn't see the movie, because who saw that movie? But okay, Gods of Egypt kids and Pirates 5. That makes sense. Watching him in the movie, I really liked him. He did remind me a lot of Orlando Bloom from the first Pirates movie. And the girl in this movie also was really cool. Now, there's this thing with her where she's really smart, and because of the time that this movie takes place, women aren't really smart, so all the guys are like, she's a witch. And now that joke ran old really fast. But that's not so much with her performance, it's kind of just with everybody else treating her. But I thought that she was really good. So I thought these Will and Elizabeth substitutes worked a lot better than the Will and Elizabeth substitutes that were in On Stranger Tides. Wasn't that like Finnick and a mermaid? I haven't seen the movie since theaters, I'll be completely honest. And now the interesting one for me in this movie is probably my favorite character in the Pirates series, and that's Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa. He was still pretty fun for the majority of the movie. However, I didn't really feel like Barbossa needed to be in this movie at all, which kind of pains me to say. Barbossa felt a little tacked on just because, he's this big player in Pirates lore, so we gotta have Barbossa in this movie, but I didn't really feel like he was necessary. I feel like it could have just been Javier Bardem's crew hunting down Jack Sparrow while Jack's looking for the Trident. And one thing that the Pirates series is known for, it being really expensive. Like, I think Pirates 4 is still the most expensive movie ever made. And you're watching this movie and you're like, yeah, that's a lot of money being thrown at the screen right now. They did kind of take an easy route sometimes. Like, some of the shots you definitely tell, like, they're on a ship. But then there's other times when you're like, that's clearly a green screen. The effects on Javier Bardem and his crew, I thought in the first trailer they released, I thought it looked terrible. And it's actually not that bad. I thought that overall the effects on them were pretty good. That's not to say that the whole movie has good effects though, because there's definitely some questionable stuff in there. When those ghost sharks came on screen, I swear I thought I was watching Sharknado. I mean... There's no defending that. Those things look terrible. And Javier Bardem in the movie, as far as the Pirates villains go, I actually really like most all of the villains from the movies. Barbossa, of course, is classic. He's awesome. I thought Davy Jones was kind of cool in 2. He kind of gets sidelined in 3, and you mainly have Beckett as the villain, and Beckett's kind of, sure, whatever. I don't know, Beckett wasn't as interesting as Davy Jones or Barbossa was. But even in 4, from what I remember, Ian McShane's Blackbeard was pretty cool. Javier Bardem was fine in this movie. I thought he did an okay job, but he is probably my least favorite Pirates villain. He was a little comedic in scenes when he wasn't supposed to be comedic. Like in that very first trailer you saw where Brendan Thwaites is in the prison and Captain Salazar goes up to him and he's all, "Find Jack Sparrow. Death will come to him. Will you deliver that message for me?" There's a lot of lines where he's just talking through his teeth through the whole scene, and you're like, why are you doing that? Just talk normally. So while I definitely laughed at a few unintentional scenes in this movie, there were also a couple scenes in this movie where they tried comedy, and it just didn't really land. I gotta say, I laughed the least in this movie than I did in probably all the other Pirates movies. And I didn't even laugh that much in 2, 3, or 4. But there's one scene in particular, I'm not gonna spoil it, but they're on the beach, and they're underneath this giant skeleton. That entire scene, like, I just turned to my friend, and I was like, what's happening? I had no idea what was going on in that scene. And not because it was too convoluted or anything, just because it was so ridiculous. I was like, why couldn't we have cut this scene out of the movie? As far as the length of the movie goes, that's the shortest Pirates movie, but it felt as long as some of the other ones. So in that, I don't know if they needed to cut the movie down at all, but the pacing was a little weird. It made it drag a little bit in the middle. But I will say, the end scene in this movie, when everything's wrapping up, they find a way to tie it back into some of the earlier Pirates movies. Now, granted, continuity in this movie, completely out the window, but they still did get a moment out of me where I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. There was something kind of fun about seeing that scene unfold. So Pirates 5, it's pretty all over the place. I thought Johnny Depp was okay. The effects were mostly good. Javier Bardem was a little cartoonish. Jeffrey Rush was mostly wasted. So it's kind of a tough movie to recommend, but at the same time, like, it's Pirates 5. At this point in the series, you know what you're getting yourself into. If you liked Pirates 2, 3, or 4, you'll probably like Pirates 5. But if you checked out after Pirates 1, you're not exactly going to be skipping out of the theater singing the theme song after this one. I thought it was okay, and if my friends went to go see it again, they're like, hey, we're watching Pirates 5, do you want to come with us? And the tickets were at matinee price, then yeah, I'd go check it out again. Nothing amazing, but there is something kind of cool about these swashbuckling pirate adventure sword fight movies. And so, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? What's your favorite Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Whatever it is, let me know down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.